Good morning, Piper. Guess what? It's day 6 and we're going to wash a chicken today, but shh, don't tell. Well, today we're preparing a bath. There's no bubbles, there's no water. We just have a few ingredients and a couple of supplies. We need a stick, a shovel, some dirt, and some wood ash, the kind that you would burn in your wood stove. So first thing you're going to do is dump the dirt into a rubber or wooden bucket or container about that size, and then you're going to add the wood ash, but try not to breathe that in because it's kind of yucky. And then you're going to take either a stick or your shovel and you're just going to stir it around until it's nice and mixed, and that is it. You have now made a chicken bath, a chicken dust bath. I forgot to mention that the dirt needs to be perfectly dry, and this dirt was a little bit moist, so we're going to leave it out for a day till it's nice and dry, and then we will see how we are going to get our chicken to have a dust bath. See, they dig down and then they flip the sand up over top of them, and then the sand falls through their feathers down onto their skin. And they roll like that too. And what that does is, I think it helps make their skin not a very happy place for bugs to be, and also, if they do have any, probably helps get rid of them as well. Chickens are pretty smart. They seem to know what they need, and they're always wanting a dust bath. So these are white leghorns, and this rooster is in big trouble because he got out of his coop the other day and got into a fight. So you are going to have to spend a few lunch hours in the principal's office, aren't you? Because there's no fighting allowed. So the white leghorns are high production birds, which means they lay a lot of eggs. These would be like the chickens that live in the larger factories that produce the eggs for the grocery stores. So they lay a lot of big white eggs, and the brown chickens in there, well, they're just in there. So white leghorns, and you are in trouble, mister. There's no fighting on the farm. Well, I just came to get the chicken dust bath that we made the other day, and it's disappeared. But there is a trail of wood ash all along the driveway, and it ends right here, and the bucket has disappeared. Benji? Did you roll in something? Did you roll in something? Why is your white brown? And what is all over your head? Come on, let me smell you. Oh, what did you roll in, Benji? Gross. You have to have a bath. So today we're giving this chicken a bath, a bubble bath. Sometimes chickens can't get themselves clean using the dust bath method, which they usually will do themselves, and you have to resort to a soap and water bath. Now, in her case, she has a bit of a dirty behind, and we're not sure if there's anything else going on back there, like maybe some parasites or something, so we're gonna bathe her today to find out. So I have never bathed her before, so I also forgot to say, make sure you have all of your supplies here and ready to go, because once you start, you start. And it's pretty hard to go and run and get supplies when you have a wet chicken in your hand. So I'm going to put her in very slowly because I don't know how she's going to react. Now, some chickens will just relax and let their wings kind of loose, and others will jump out, freak out, and get you soaking wet. So we'll find out. So you want to make sure you keep her head above the water. And I put a little bit of mild soap in this bath. Okay, so she's not going to be the calm one. So just talk gently to her and just swish the water around until she gets comfortable and until she relaxes. Then you can start scooping some of the soapy water over her, but not in her face. Now, chickens' feathers are kind of water resistant, so you really have to get under them to get her clean. Now, while you're bathing, there are a couple places where the external parasites like to hang out on chickens, and that's around their neck and around their vent area or their bum area. And at bath time is a good time to check to see if there's anything else going on. So I don't think she's going to relax, so we're just going to do this as quickly as we can. We want to get her completely soaked. We got to get right underneath, right down to her skin. And we're looking at the same time to see if there's anything going on under there. It's okay. Oh, you're doing so great. You are doing so great. This is your first bath ever, isn't it? Oh, and so all the dirt that was on her back end has just washed right off. And I looked at the feathers at her vent there, and sometimes parasites will lay their eggs right on the feathers under their vent area, and it was just dirt. It came right off. So we can actually make this bath pretty short. And once you think you got her nice and clean, we're going to take her to the rinse off bath. Now this is a little bit more shallow, so this might be fun. So I put a little bit of vinegar in this water. It just helps rinse off any of the soap. You don't want to leave any soap on her, even though it is a very mild soap. You are doing so good. Yes, you are. You are doing such a good job. Oh my goodness, and you're talking? Are you mad at me? I'm pretty sure you're not very happy. Now once you made sure you've gotten all the soap off, and you want to pay attention to her feet at this time too, because again, she's having a bath, you might as well make it a good bath. If there's any dirt or anything to come off on her feet. Once you're sure you've got all the soap out, you're going to take her out and you're going to just carefully wrap her in a towel and try not to get her to fly away from you. Now I'm just going to make a little bit extra space on the table. So I'm going to dump that water, and I'm going to dump this water. Oh, that was dirty. And I'm going to lay a towel out. This is the time, if they're going to take off, where they're going to take off. So hold on tight. Well, not too tight. So I'm just going to towel dry her a little bit just to get a lot of the water out. You can see right down to her skin now. You are so good. Now I'm noticing that her toenails need to be cut, and I'm also noticing that she might have some scaly leg mites on her legs. And all that means is there's the scales on her legs are lifted, and I can easily fix that by applying some petroleum jelly, which I'm going to do in a minute after I blow dry her. Okay, I think she's ready. Now when you blow dry them, you want to make sure, it's kind of like when you blow dry your own hair, that you don't put the blow dryer too close to your scalp or too close to her, or it'll really burn you. And make sure you keep it moving all the time, just like if you were drying your hair. You're okay. You're doing such a good job. It's okay. Just a little bit more drying, okay? A little bit more. I think I'll leave the rest of the drying for later, but I do want to clip her toenails now that she's here. So I'm going to do that quickly with some nail cutters that I have in my back pocket. And just like your fingers, you just want to cut off the very ends of the toenails. This is perfect. She's just sitting so perfectly. You're doing so good. Now you don't want to go too short. Okay, that's three more. Good thing you only have 3 toes. We'd be here all day. Oh, what do you think? Am I doing a good job? 1. Count with me. Okay, you're missing a toe. She's missing a toe. So only 5. Okay, and I'm just going to finish up by putting some petroleum jelly on her legs. And what this does is, I will coat her leg completely with, you can also use oil. And if there are any mites, it will smother them. So I'm smothering her legs with the petroleum jelly. And I'm gonna go all the way up to where the feathers meet on her leg, and I'm gonna do both legs. And this tells me that I have a problem in this coop. So I need to go back to the coop that this bird lives in and check the other birds and probably treat them with this as well. Now usually the first time you treat it, it goes away, but sometimes you need a second application. I think she's almost done here. Just one more minute, okay? You're doing such a good job. Almost done. So I wouldn't normally leave her wet like this, but it is a really warm day out right now and she has had enough. So I think I'm just gonna let her go. So good job. Go ahead, you're free. Are you gonna go? Oh, you did such a good job. You did such, oh, you're mad at me, aren't you? You're yelling at me, yeah. You didn't want to be washed today, did you? Okay, you can go now. You want to stay and hang out? Do you want me to carry you back? I'll carry you back. Okay, so now you know how to wash a chicken. I can't. Benji, you're covered in poo. I'm not giving you cuddles. No, you're covered in llama poo. I think I might have solved the mystery as to what happened to the rubber bin. I think they're using it as a play toy. All right. Should I be using something else then? I don't even know what kind of poo you rolled in, but it's got to come out. Yeah, well, you can't roll in poo like that and then come back in the house. Okay, let's get the soap on. Oh, look at that. That's so gross. What did you... Ugh. What did you roll in, huh? Was it fun? I hope you had fun. You can always wash out, right? Oh, you're a good boy. Yeah, you just made a bad choice there, huh? I hope that was fun. Well, we washed a chicken today, so what's one more animal, right? Hey? Okay, your white is almost white again. Look at that. Hey, don't eat the soap. Oh, don't eat the soap. No, don't eat the soap. Let's not do this next time, okay? Are we good? Oh! Oh! And here we are at day 6. We're gonna have a little peek in the incubator. See how things are looking. So last night after we candled for day 5, I went through and I candled every single one of the eggs that we put in the incubator that day. And we ended up taking out this many eggs that appeared to not be either developing or fertilized. So we still have lots of eggs that are going to hatch, we hope. So we're going to go ahead and candle for day 6. I have 3 different eggs today. I have an empty one. Well, it's not empty, but it's showing no development at all. And all you can see is the yolk here. And then I have the egg on the right, which is showing it's right on target for development. And then I have a 3rd egg, which started developing, but it looks like it just stopped. Now, I'm going to point out right along there, you will see a red line. And it's called a red line. And what's happened is it started to develop and then it just stopped. We don't know why. Could be temperature. I do see some, look at that, at the top of the egg. It's very pale, so it may be a weak shell. So whatever the reason, it has stopped. And so we're left with this one here. We have lots of eggs in the incubator still, but I wanted to show examples of 3 different development, not development, stopping development, and continuing. And just before I turned the camera on, this little one was moving and grooving in its shell. But of course, now that I have the camera on, it's stopped. But you can really see that dark dot now. And it was moving, honest. So maybe tomorrow, when we come back for day 7, you will see it move.